all of us. But inshallah, hopefully with the explanation by our two speakers, this will become clearer, because this is in fact quite a new concept that a lot of people might not be able feel is very familiar yet. So what is the meaning of sustainable social bank? Basically, it is about having a different kind of social bank. It's not based on money as currency, but based on time and efforts as the currency that you will keep for future withdrawal. So let's talk about this further, and we will let, inshallah, our two speakers to introduce and to define the meaning of the sustainable social bank. Okay, so our first speaker will be Associate Professor Dr. Nomi Sham Awang Mubaka, who is the head of this Sustainable Social Bank flagship of IIUM. Okay, she is also a lecturer in KICT in the Department of Computer Science. Okay, and the second speaker, inshallah, we will have Professor Dr. Abdul Wahab Abdul Rahman, who is the advisor of this Sustainable Social Bank flagship. He's also a professor and lecturer at Department of Computer Science. Okay, and then I think that is enough for now. Just to start us off, inshallah, hopefully we will lend our ears and hear what the sharing will be about this the topic for today, inshallah.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mazna. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good afternoon to all the participants that joined this session today. Okay, so today I would like to share with you the project, okay, a flagship project that is from the Kuliah of ICT that we call Sustainable Social Bank, or in short SSB. Okay, so usually when we talk among us, it's just SSB. Okay, so basically I'm the flagship leader for this flagship, and today I'm going to explain a little bit about what is this flagship all about, and also the activities and what we currently have and what we want to have in the future, inshallah. Okay, so basically let's take a look at the next slide. So this presentation is in tandem with the IIUM Takrim 2021. So we also have a booth in the Takrim exhibition. So after this, perhaps you want to have a visit to our booth, okay, inshallah. And I would also like to introduce our logo. Okay, we have the SSB logo. Okay, like that logo, the hands holding a new leaf, a new plant, is actually to symbolize hope. Okay, hope, and we do hope that this project can provide, okay, sustainable livelihood for our society and our communities at large, right? So so that's the symbolize of the logo. All right, and then this is the outline of my talk today. So first I'm going to introduce about the concept of SSB, and also what we call time bank. Okay, and then the problem that we hope to solve, the objective of this flagship or our project, and also our team, and the conclusion, okay, of my slides of my talk. Okay, so first of all, so what is SSB? What is time bank? So basically, SSB, Sustainable Social Bank, is inspired from a concept that we call time bank. Okay, so a time bank is actually a global concept that if you Google time bank, you will find lots of information about the implementation of time bank in other countries and in other communities, and for multiple purposes. Okay, so basically, time bank is sort of what we call barter system. If you remember, in the past we talked about barter system before money system was introduced. So time bank is actually referring to that barter system that lets people or the community members use time, okay, from transaction, okay, of goods and services instead of money. So that's what we want to bring forward, okay, because nowadays, as we know that in the pandemic, we have many, people that has lost jobs and have lost their income. So perhaps they can use what they have, their talent, their skills, in order to sustain their livelihood, right? And then in this time bank concept, okay, so people or member of the community can simply trade an hour of their time for an hour of other people's time, okay, your other community members, okay. So you provide services, you can request for services, and this concept was introduced by Edgar Khan in the 1990s. And now, until today, we can find many communities in multiple various countries that have implemented different variations of time bank. So again to the concept of time bank, all right. So for example, let's say you are highly skilled. So this is the basic concept of time bank. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether you are a highly skilled person, so you know accounting, you know how to do accounting, you can interchange or you can exchange with not so high skilled job like doing laundry or cutting grass and whatnot. And in this system, it's a 1 hour equivalent to 1 hour. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, whether you're a doctor, you treat patients, or you just carpenter and you build something, okay, for someone, right? So that is the basic concept of time bank. And then since this is quite new in Malaysia, so we look at other countries for inspiration. Okay, so we look at several case studies, okay, and these are the 3 that we want to highlight, okay, from Switzerland, USA, and Japan. Okay, so in Switzerland, actually, this is the case study that inspired us to start this SSB flagship, because this time bank initiative has been implemented as part of the retirement plan in one of the basically the Swiss government acknowledged this as one of the methods to handle retirement plan for their senior citizens. And in this concept, okay, young adults, like for example, we are still young, okay, we are still strong, we can do many works by ourselves and whatnot, and we can help the seniors, okay, that need services such as maybe just drive them to the grocery stores or buy them groceries, help to care for them and whatnot. So that time that you spend to help others can be deposited in the time bank. And later, when you one day become a senior citizen, okay, so you need help from others, from other community members, so you can withdraw the time that you have deposited, and then you can get the services from other members of the community. So this is the first, the case that inspired us to embark on this project. And in the US, okay, where actually the concept modern time bank starts in the US, okay, and they have various types of time bank, okay, from small size, from as low as 20 people to tens of thousands of members, okay, and then they have a software that can help to manage or monitor the transaction between the members, which they call time banking USA, okay, time banking software. So this is another inspiration for us to build software to do for our time bank, our SSB. Okay, so we want to basically build something that can manage these transactions, because otherwise it will be difficult if we do it manually. Okay, so this is another inspiration for our SSB. And also the concept of volunteerism, okay, which is actually one of the most widely used implemented in Japan. Okay, so one of the example is they have this volunteer labor network, which actually was very effective during the the natural disasters like the earthquake in 2011 and also subsequent natural disasters, because the community come together and volunteer to help, okay, each other during these hard times. And all of these are based on the time currency. So we would also like to extend this volunteerism concept in ways that we can also try to get find ways to achieve rewards based on this volunteerism concept. All right, besides those countries, it was reported that there are around more than 32 countries in the world that has implemented time bank one way or another. They might have their own flavor, their own methods, their own implementation, but these countries, they actually use time bank to benefit the society. Okay, so later we will see, for example, in Singapore, recently during the COVID-19 pandemic, and companies or employees cannot come to work. Some of them have to take time off. Some of them have to take part-time, half-time leave. So the employers are using time bank to compensate for that. Okay, so later we will see example, like maybe Prof will help you explain that in his talk. Okay, so and there are actually generally two types of time bank. Okay, so the ones that are widely used, okay, in the world is the type 1 babysitting metaphor, babysitting circle metaphor, where you exchange services among each other. Okay, and type 2 is that you can actually convert the time or the points into tokens, where you can exchange for rewards, like for example goods like food or groceries or anything. It could be more than that. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one first. Okay, so this is the simplest one. Okay, so the babysitting circle. So basically in this type of time bank, you provide service, okay, to other members of the community, and you deposit the time in the time bank, and then later you can withdraw, okay, the time to request for services from other members of the community. So basically each member, because the currency here that we want to use is time. Okay, so if you don't have any currency or any balance in your wallet, you need to offer services. So everybody will in the end offer services. Okay, so this concept is hopefully can help to rebuild and strengthen the mutual exchange between the members and whatnot. So we want to encourage more exchange like this. Okay, so it's more like then you start to know the members of the community better. Okay, so this is the first metaphor, the first type of time bank, and then this is what we hope to achieve in the future. But at the moment, we wish to use the first type first, and then in the future, okay, it's in the pipeline. Okay, we already have this in our plan, inshallah, in the near future. You can use your earned credit or your earned time or balance your time bank in your wallet to pay, to get, to exchange for goods or other services as well. So, but in this case, we need to have sponsors. So sponsors can be from any corporate organizations, from any even personal donors, private donors. We can have even government officers, agencies, and whatnot. So we want to get, okay, as many people, as many organizations to be involved as much as possible. Okay, and then this is an example of case studies that has been very successful in several countries for several purposes. Okay, so you can have this is example of the communities, the time bank project in the community. Okay, so for example, the one in Japan so was started to handle disaster recovery situation. Okay, so they have managed to get people to help each other to survive, okay, the disasters. Okay, and then we have from Spain for mutual support among women, for abused women and whatnot. Okay, and then you can also have health support. And there's another one here that from New York, okay, visiting nurse service. This is also a good initiative where the nurses, they come together to provide volunteer work to care for the elderly and to care for the people who are in need. Okay, so for cares, so they did it for free. Okay, so these are the examples of time banks in several countries that have reported the success. And the first group here, okay, are from type 1, which actually exchange service for service. And there are also the type 2 that also exchange your time into goods. Okay, so we will learn from them how they manage that. So inshallah, we'll go there. We'll be there soon. All right, so basically, however, there are several problems that we found in the current system of time bank, okay, which we want to address in SSB. Okay, so now the currency is time 1 hour for 1 hour. So you can exchange the hours, okay, between the team members, the community members. However, we also found that there's there should be some weightage of the complexity of the task. For example, let's say you do coding, you help others to develop application. So it's actually quite complex compared to you just clean a house or babysit or cut grasses. So cut the grass. So basically, we want to have something like a weightage. So this is what we are working on. So this is why we need also contributions from any other members of the community, like from IIUM, any kuliah, any experts opinions from any areas in IIUM, from social science, from economy, from many other areas. Okay, so we need input. Okay, we need help as well. So we also found that the values are not consistent sometimes for complex tasks, and also we also want to introduce a rating, like when you order food, right, from Grab, so you can rate the restaurant as well as the rider. So we want to have the members to rate the other members that have contributed or provided service and also requested services from them. Okay, so this is also in the pipeline. So we want to get participations from as many people as possible, and any point of view, any areas or any discipline, right? Okay, so that's the thing that we would like to solve, and it's still ongoing. And so the purpose, the objective to have this flagship and what we want to go forward is to get a system, to create a system and also ecosystem, okay, to provide services to support the community, as well as making sure that helping people to survive, okay, this kind of hard time during the pandemic, as well as in the future, okay, to have a sustainable livelihood. Okay, and then we also would like to find collaborators. Okay, at this moment, we have also found a collaborator at the Ministry of Human Resources, and we have started the communication with them. They also would want to bring this to the higher level, a different level, maybe up to the national level. Okay, so we also want to collaborate with people from industry, like we use blockchain and whatnot to create the application, okay, time bank application. And we also will start our, inshallah, POC in IIUM soon, and also for the public by hopefully as early as early 2022. Okay, and also to contribute to the SDG, okay, goal 1, 2, 3, 4 in group goal 11. These are more to focus on getting the community back to becoming, okay, stronger, and also rebuild, okay, livelihood, and get them to sustain their current livelihood and also future livelihood. So for the Takrim Day 2021, we have set up a booth, okay, in Hall C, okay, and then it's called Sustainable Social Bank booth, and we have also shared, okay, several experiences, several projects, okay, some grants, as well as activities that we have been doing all this while. And inshallah, also we in the so what do you call this, tab 5, you can have a Google form, okay, to join our project. You can register, okay, click there, register to join our project, and also please sign our guest book to know that you have visited our booth. Okay, so please come and visit our booth and get more information, and also be in contact with us, okay, to if you're interested to join the project. And you can also later we share this QR code, okay, so that you can maybe register with us, and then we can work together to make this reality in the near future, okay, very, very soon, inshallah. And these are our team members, which you can see here. Okay, these are from KICT, but we hope to get members from other kuliah as well. So if you're interested, come and join us. And at the top there, you have Pronobi and also Pro Wahab, the advisors from for our flagship. Okay, so with their leadership as well, we hope to get to reach our goal, okay, faster than originally planned. Okay, inshallah. All right, so okay, so this is the summary, okay, of the introduction to SSB. So we hope that we can have this culture of volunteerism to be inculcated, okay, into our society, and then we try to get you to be to get rewards in the future. Okay, so at this time the reward could be just getting people to do things for you as well. Okay, so we try to eliminate the element of money. Okay, so it's about the having what do you call it, community engagement and trust between each other, right? And then so also inshallah we try to introduce a system which we are developing now in order to manage or to manage the whole process, the transactions and whatnot. Okay, so I think that's it for my part. Okay, thank you, Dr. Mazna. Back to you. You're muted.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nomi, for the presentation. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, hopefully we will ask further. If you have more questions, please do come up with question. We will inshallah after this listen to Prof. Dr. Abdul Wahab Rahman, who is the advisor of this SSB. Hopefully inshallah he will shed more light to this concept of SSB. Please welcome, Prof.
Thank you, Dr. Mazna. Let me share you my screen here. What I want to do is that I will try and talk only for no more than 10 minutes, okay? I will try and do it for 5 minutes. I think what I'm more interested is to get the feedback, okay, from all of you, get question from all of you. And we are also, like what Dr. Nomi has been saying, that we are developing the system, and hopefully that it should be available before end of this month, that we are able to open up and get people to participate, so that you can start registering, you can start participating, and the more people involved, the more we can actually test the system. Okay, so we hope that you would volunteer yourself to actually come to us and participate with the system. Okay. Now, as you can see that we call it the Sustainable Social Bank. Nothing to do with banking. Okay, nothing to do with. So we are trying to avoid as much as possible use liquid. Okay. Because of the situation, there are people, for example, in the village, in the kampong, in the orang asli and so forth, where in this particular case, liquid, they don't carry liquid. Liquid is not important. They don't even carry things like what do you call it, handphone, So these are the people that how can we actually work together with them? So therefore, this SSB provide that kind of volunteerism even to that extent. Okay, even to that extent. In other words, if you talk about the usefulness or the variety of things that we can do, okay, as far as SSB is concerned, is that volunteerism provides not only to the people in the village, but also to those high technology people. Okay, in other words, we try to cover all that, okay, in such a way that, but what is more important, like what Dr. Nomi mentioned, Dr. Muni and Dr. Moni is very close. Dr. Nomi mentioned is that as far as the SSB is concerned, it is more like a barter trade. But it is more than just a barter trade, okay? So if you talk about barter trade, we're talking about, let's go to the olden days, and then everybody is talking about barter trade. And what is important in that barter trade is that you agree, okay, with the value of whatever that you want to exchange with me. Okay, that means it's only between two persons, but I don't have any guidelines. But here, our barter trade is a little bit more interesting because we have voting system that allow us to incorporate, for example, Sharia compliance, that allow us to incorporate what other people feel about the other people's expertise. Okay, so therefore, in this case here, with all those feedback, with all those voting system, you now can see whether, hey, whether this particular individual or whether the work or the function that he's going to do is going to help us or the individual, in this particular case, will benefit from it. And how much will I basically pay in terms of the SSB currencies in this particular case, so that I now have a good idea. Oh, I know it is Sharia compliance, it met our Sejahtera academic framework that we're talking about, and we know that, hey, these are the things, that we do. And basically, it gives you an overall picture because people who has used them now also have an idea, like what you do in Shopee, you have all those feedback and so forth. So, but it is more than just those kind of feedback. So that is why SSB here becomes important and critical as far as not only the university, but also Malaysia is concerned. Okay. Now, there are a lot of intangible benefits and rewards that we talk about in SSB. Like I told you, for example, I can now know that the provider of the services, how reliable they are, how good they are, because not only that I know from the feedback of the people, but I also know, that, this guy, actually I have some voting system that allow me to know now from his profile that, he has been working in this particular area for many, many years, for example, for 10 years, he has been a grass cutter, So therefore, in this case, I'm very sure, he's a professional grass cutter, but he wants to help us. So therefore, in this case here, we allow those kind of things. But we could also have a grass cutter who just started wanting to participate in a grass cutting business when previously he was a hairdresser maybe, So now he wants to cut grass. Instead of black color, he wants to do green, So therefore, in this case here, we also allow such thing. But the choice is basically yours as far as the requester to request from the provider, okay, whether you want to trust him or not. But we will give you all this information about this individual, okay? And how you're going to basically make the payment as far as SSB currencies is all between you and the the provider. So therefore, the requester and the provider can, in the end, decide what are the things that you want to do. So therefore, yes, it is like a barter trade, but it is more complicated than just a barter trading. Okay. Okay. So therefore, we can create new and positive way for people to connect, which is very important, because as far as we are concerned right now, from the bottom to the top, from the politicians to the student, everybody can now connect each other. Everybody can now make friends, So therefore, in this case here, we are creating that kind of environment, not only in terms of social media, but also we try to make sure that we can guarantee the security of every one of us. So how do we guarantee security in this particular case? That is why whatever that we do, we actually store them in blockchain. And this becomes important and critical as far as our system goes. For example, whatever SSB currencies that you have, these are all blockchain. You cannot just modify, those information and so forth. Because of blockchain, we actually have the distributed ledgers technology, in this case here, to make sure, that the system are secure. Not only that, because we also have expertise in terms of cybersecurity. So all these expertise, are going to help us, in making sure that they are not only cyber secure, but also as far as financial situation, they're also secure. So people who take part feel healthier, happier, less isolated within their communities. And not only that, they also feel happy and secure. I think that's most important. So people become more confident and have improved self-esteem. So there are a lot of things. I'm not going to go through all this detail here, but at least give you some idea and opportunity, in this case here, for everybody to be able to volunteer. In other words, we can, in this case here, go out to the orang asal or orang asli in this case here and say, hey, what are the kind of work that you want us to do? And then after that, we can put it into this SSB system, and the SSB system will now take care. And not only that, we can also register our orang asli in this particular case in the system. Although they may not have the ability, because of the system and so forth, but of course we can help them in doing something like that. So the volunteerism or the the sustainable development goal that we are trying to achieve here, will sustain not only right today, but also the years to come. And not only within the university environment, but also out of the university environment. And right now, we are also trying to see as far as the internationally, how can we also have the opportunity to sell the idea of SSB, with other international, international institution. Okay. So I think this is what we're trying to do. So one of the plans that we are having right now is to work together with the Kuliah of Economics. And in the Kuliah of Economics, we are working also together with Bank Negara, so that at least we are not far away as far as trying to talk about equivalency in terms of currencies and so forth. So what can be done and what cannot be done, in this particular case needs to have a proper plan. Okay, and that is our plan right now. So after we have the system, we have already gone through the first part as far as talking to Development Bank or Bank Negara in this particular case, and they have already provided us the first feedback. So we are working together with them and also the Kuliah of Economics to come out with a better system, and in this case here, more system that takes care of all the legal issues. Okay. These are some of the project plans, as you know, from Dr. Novi. We are building the prototype, and hopefully that the prototype can be completed by end of this month. So therefore, in this case here, we have the first phase. And in the second phase, we are going to get more system to participate, so that from this participation, we can go ahead and continue using the system for a while, and continue improving on the system. Okay, so therefore, we are going to do that. And then make it more practical, make it more something that is reliable and relevant, okay, to at least to the university level. I think that's what we're trying to achieve first. Okay. And then more to come. In other words, we really need to have funders. We already have potential funders students who are very interested in our system. Okay, and in fact, some of the CSR projects we can actually do it in this particular thing, and for that reason, because it doesn't involve liquid, as far as the transaction is concerned internally. So therefore, it's easier for us to control. Only when you go externally, when you have people from outside who come and wants to use our system, then there must be a way that we can find an equivalencies as far as the transaction is concerned. So therefore, only in that particular case, we have to find an equivalency as far as the currency is concerned. Okay. Okay. So a lot of these intangible rewards and also tangible rewards that you can think of, not only that you want to use it for your retirement, but also you can use it, presently now. And in some cases, you find that, hey, I don't have any liquid and I'm not going to use any liquid. How do I basically do all this transaction? So in the end, we hope that even if you want to buy 1 kilogram of rice, you can actually buy a kilogram of rice through the system, by which someone will donate that 1 kilogram of rice, and then you pay that particular 1 kilogram of rice using your SSB currencies. I think that's what we are trying to achieve in the end. Okay? So therefore, the token exchange in this particular case becomes important and critical as far as the long term that we want to achieve. Okay. Okay, I want to actually stop there. Okay, so but what I want to do is that I want to get more questions from all of you. As far as if you have any question, I think that would be better off. And we need to have more questions coming in so that we can explain to you better. Thank you very much, Dr. Mazda. I pass it back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof, for the explanation, inshallah. So we will leave and open to questions. Hopefully that it will be like having all the discussion to come, because sometimes we have a different perspective about what we expect of SSB. So I think this is a good forum for us to come up with a question and then also perspective and opinions, inshallah. So we welcome question, inshallah. Okay, that's one question, Prof. Can I read it? And Dr. Nomi, how are we going to market or invite the time bank users? This is from Dr. Raimi.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Raimi. The plan is to get as many people to be involved as possible through webinars, through programs. Okay, so later maybe we can have events, and also to work with outside network, outside IIUM as well. Okay, and then inshallah we also have interest from the Perlis, because we have this grant from Majlis Agama Islam Perlis, and I have presented it to them. They're interested. Inshallah, we will try to get involved, as many people to be involved as possible. Okay, so hopefully with the help of our team members, community members, university and whatnot, so we will want to have more involvement from the public as well as the members of the university and whatnot. Okay, maybe Prof Wahab has more to say.
Yeah, I think what is important here is that as far as SSB is concerned, it is a university level project. That is why it is part of the flagship 2.0 project. And not only that, the rector is committed to actually make sure that SSB really pick up. Also, that means we are under pressure to make sure that the prototype, actually finish on time this month. Okay, we committed to him that we are going to have the prototype available, and he is going to help us also not only sell to the rest of the other kuliah, but also to the international institution. One of them is because we are part of the what do you call that, the international university, United Nations University. So therefore, in this case here, we are going to also sell, to the United Nations as far as the RCE is concerned. Okay, with the RCE, okay, we are hoping that we can run a parallel with another institution somewhere internationally. Okay, of course, by us having the control. So I think hopefully, in that particular case, we can iron up a few things. We can start doing a lot more testing, and by the end of this year, we only have like 3-4 months. By the end of this year, we can already pick up, and are able to get the system fully functional. Okay, in a way that as far as the university is concerned, okay, the university now can be proud of, because it is not just our project, it is a university project, that everybody will feel proud that this is part of the IIUM contribution to Malaysia and to the world, inshallah. I think that's what we are looking for.
Okay, Prof, there's 2 more questions here. Let me read one question from Dr. Azlin. How do you see the future of time bank in Malaysia? And another question from Dr. Mazia, like, who is the trusted party to monitor and manage the distribution of assets in the social bank?
Okay, so I try to answer the first question first. Okay, so the future of time bank in Malaysia, I think inshallah it will be the concept will be embraced because basically we want to create, because now money is scarce, because some people don't even have ways to sustain their lives. So we want to educate, or we want to bring this concept to the Malaysian communities, so that we can start small first, and then after that, once you see some success, progress, so more people will embrace this idea. Okay, inshallah. So we try to inculcate this voluntary and exchange of services idea here as well. Okay, Prof, anything?
Okay, I mean, as far as Malaysia is concerned, like I mentioned just now, I think the potential is there, and plenty. I think we can venture into Malaysia, and we are going to be the first one to introduce this SSB, not just a simple time bank concept, but this SSB currencies idea, with the blockchain, everything, to give you that secured SSB currencies. I think that is the main differentiator right now that we're trying to push on. So I think with that, we are going to lead the way. I think that's what we're trying to do. Coming back to the question on the trusted party, yes, you are right. I think one of the biggest concern is we need to actually have or develop a group or a committee here that is basically to be the one who is the trusted party. Okay, and this one here must at least consist of the legal, and also especially bank negara, because it involves banking. Is somehow rather the currencies we cannot avoid, even though when we mention the word SSB currencies, our won, we were warned, that when you use that, you have to be careful, because when you use SSB currencies, that means we have to make sure that we have committee, to the trusted committee to take care of all these things. So we are working with Bank Negara right now to see how we can establish that. So I think this is very important. Yes, and I agree with you that we need to have that as far as the trusted party, because anything that involved in this particular case need to have some kind of a check and balance system and security information. Of course, the police will be involved and so forth. The legal, basically, will be involved in this particular case. So therefore, we will get involvement not only from the Kuliah of Economics, but also from the Kuliah of Law, in this particular case.
Okay. Prof, I have my own question. Prof, can I ask questions?
Sure, you can ask the nominee.
Okay. My first question is that can this be one of the things that we call as the backbone of the concept of university with a soul that our rector has been trying to put forward the concept of university with a soul, that if we can come up with something like this, so we're talking about volunteerism and, to give out a service to the community. Is this something that can be the what's the word, because it's becoming the currency, right? The way it is being distributed. That's number one. And also, can we ensure that this going to be our universities like a big product? Because I am sometimes we want to do it, suddenly another university come up before us, they come up with something else. It's very similar and everything, like we thought we were the pioneer, suddenly somebody else come up with something else very similar. So like, can we really make sure that this is going to be our universities like a trademark or something like that?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mazna. Okay, for the first question, so yes, we want to achieve the idea of university with soul, and then this is something that we can give back to the community. We want to leverage on the community engagement to involve every members of the community, as well as to inshallah provide something like a rahmatan lil alamin towards the whole, for everyone at large, inshallah. So that's why we need to actually still come up with ways to ensure that this concept is, if I not say perfect, it's kind of complete in its own way. Okay, so we want to involve as many advisors or parties or anyone with more ideas to get engaged in the system, okay, to the ecosystem. And okay, and also for the second one, okay, so basically we want to ensure that this concept is actually very is relevant to everybody. Okay, so can you restate the second question, Dr. Masna?
Yeah, because this is not the first idea, right? This idea has been out there.
That one.
So we want to make sure it's IAM's.
Okay. We also found that the Ministry of Human Resources are working on the same concept. So we have contacted them. We want to combine forces, so we combine the effort. So because they need collaborators as well. So we inshallah are going to start working together. Okay, very soon we will come up with several meetings, and also because they're also looking for partners. Okay, so yeah, so that is possible that other people also are thinking of the same concept, but in this case we get them with us, okay, to join us, our inshallah project, inshallah. Okay.
What I want to do is just to give you what people has been talking about, university with the soul, Of course, not as well talking about as well, but you see, what is important is that we are trying to answer the question, what is the soul? What is the soul? So therefore here we are trying to tell you that, hey, the soul is basically this, A, B, C, D, E, and where is the soul? That is why we're going to tell you there now. The soul is available, here is the soul, and we need to have the soul to be put there. We need to have a soul to be put in this place here. We need to have a soul to be put. So therefore, rather than just talking about university with the soul, we are providing the answer to what, where, and when. Not why. No need to ask the question why. Okay, but when we have the what, where, and where, that is basically what it is. So therefore, people can contribute together, in where they want. And I am not shy to ask for people to volunteer, because I know nothing is free in this world. You see, because everybody will benefit from the whole thing. And it will not only include the tangible part, but also the intangible part, which I think becomes important and critical, which nobody today, can describe that effectively. Why are we confident enough that we can do it? First is that our experience with Masachin, tell us that, hey, from the concept Masachin, we can now convert those intangible into something that is measurable in terms of index. And that involves a lot of things as far as people contribution to it. So I think that is why we are a little bit more confident on that. You are right. The question is how to sustain. How to sustain and making sure that we are always leading the way. And that is why we need to have a continuous development effort and plan ourselves what we need to do for this year, what we need to do for next year, what we need to do 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, and an accumulated effort to continue from there. I think this is a non-stop effort, but the potential are there to have a continuity. Bermakna we are not going to stop here. Today, this is our plan, but 2 years down the road, we are going to improve the plan even further. We are not going to stay only with Malaysia. We are going to go into the international market. We are going to go into and penetrate, the rest of the world market and see, how we can contribute to the world. I think there are a lot of potential. We go to Zambia. I'm not sure why Zambia, but I think Zambia is a nice place anyway. So we go to Zambia, there are a lot of people who can contribute their expertise to us. And our people can contribute expertise to them. So I think in this kind of situation, expertise contribution, is the one that makes the differentiation. And we also understand each other culture better because now we exchange. So I think that was the whole phenomena that makes the differentiator between the normal time bank and SSB. Correct, Dr. Nomi?
Yes, well said.
Okay, basically, I'm inviting more questions from the floor. But I have just to say that what we have is that we have relationship with God, with Allah in the vertical way, and we have relationship with the people, the community in a horizontal way, right? So this is what it is. Of course, we are looking for the return, the rewards further up, inshallah, in the hereafter. But of course, right now, we want to make a lot of people to come and be part of this participation.
I think you're right, Dr. Mazna. One of the things that I want to emphasize is the importance of time bank here is that we are able to, in this case here, if I have let's say 5,000 SSB equivalent currencies, but I'm not going to use it, but I know I want to donate it, I can, in this particular case, donate it to someone who really needs it, so that he or she can buy rice, for example, that he needs rice. So therefore, in this case here, rather than, I really use the currency, now I can donate my time bank into that guy so that he can use it. Similarly, if let's say that, I know that this guy, he needs somebody to actually clean the, repair his toilet, for example, but he doesn't have cash, he doesn't have money, he's so poor, I can now take my SSB currencies, give it to him and say that, hey, why not you take this so that people can come and repair your toilet. So in other words, that social kind of phenomena, is so phenomenal, that, we really think, that everybody work together, that we can help each other. I think that's the differentiator in this particular case.
Yes, I agree with Prof. Wahab. And you can also, like, for example, if you know somebody who are bedridden, you need help, and then you can donate your points, you can donate your wallet balance to that person so that the person can request for for help.
Yes, assistance.
Yeah. So inshallah we try to go. So that's in the pipeline. We want to achieve that objective as well. Donations and also help other members of the community using what we have.
There is a question from YouTube. This is from Dr. Amelia. What about from Islamic perspective? How do you relate to it? Thank you.
As I mentioned earlier, Dr. Mazna, we do have a check and balance system. And in fact, actually, we are working together with INHAD, to come out with an index on this Sharia compliant thing. So with that kind of Sharia compliance index, we can indicate, whether this kind of job or whatever it is, to make sure that the system itself, is Sharia compliance. I think that's what we need to have. And we have a check and balance system in this particular case to make sure we are involved, and we can, in this case, even to the extent that working with INHAD to say whether, because INHAD has come out with a, for example, the halal lodging business, that they can now put up and say, oh, this is 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, So something like that we are working together with them right now. These are the sustainable things. These are never-ending things that we have to work together, to make sure that we always lead the way, and we will continue to lead the way. I think that's what we're trying to do. Inshallah. But most important, we need all your help to participate and to get involved, because no matter how small, the values to us is very big. Okay, because unless otherwise you participate together with us, then it's going to be very difficult for us to know, whether we are doing the right thing or not. And most importantly, you need to give us your feedback. So by the end of this month, inshallah, we will get our prototype, and we want to make sure that at least 100% of our KICT community are involved, and the university, we are going to go to Kuliah of Economics, Kuliah of Law, and maybe INHAD, because INHAD is in the same building, we can force them to participate. So I think that is something that we want to do. Okay, so therefore, inshallah, I think that's something we can do. Okay.
Prof, you need to go back there, Prof, so that we can help each other, use our hours. But if you are back, stay at home, trapped at home, we can't do that. So yeah, we just pray, inshallah, together. That
inshallah.
Okay, so any other question from all our audience? Any of the other audience? In my thinking, Prof, this is maybe just a question, or maybe it's just the answer. It's like we need to be there, and inshallah, then the opportunity will come, and we will see like how we can contribute. For example, like all of us are packed and occupied with our work, but sometimes we can actually what's the word? Make it to boost the spirit of like working together, right? Okay, whatever project we have around the KICT, the Kuliah, inshallah, we will hopefully use that as a way to inshallah.
Yes, I think what Dr. Mazna is trying to say is true. I think most important, what we're trying to do here is that we need to have participation, okay, volunteerism, But sometimes as a human, kita relax aja, because we don't have anything. But when people come to you, and say, hey, I need help, I think this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to trigger, so that people with the expertise knows that, hey, these are the help that is being needed, Do you have that expertise? Then you can volunteer, because dia tak perlukan macam, I go to you and back, but I open up, and said, hey, do you have this expertise? If you have, please come and help. Then people will be more willing to help, kalau tidak. So therefore, creating that kind of opportunity becomes important and critical, I mean, that kind of work that we talk about, is not limited, to just simple work like grass cutting. It could be in terms of dentistry, So, for example, this dentist, says that, hey, I have been volunteering. I know I'm very busy, but I'm going to put aside, every Friday morning, for those, because I want to volunteer. I want to participate in SSB so that whoever wants to get their tooth pulled, so I can do it on Friday morning, something like that. But because of that, we create the opportunity, we create the situation. I think that's what is being needed right now. Bila dah ada opportunity, then it's easier for people to volunteer. What do you want to volunteer? I don't know. Tapi kalau dah ada, senang.
Actually, we have to be generous both ways, meaning those who are generous to give must also be received generously by people who want to generously create the opportunity for people to give.
Inshallah. Yeah.
Okay, if there's no more questions, if not, that we are actually almost at the end of the webinar, right?
Dr. Mazna?
Yes.
Sorry, can I make an announcement?
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Nomi, and also thank you, Prof. Wahab, for introducing and also clarify on the SSB project flagship. And also thanks to the audience for the questions. There are hot questions for this project. All right, I'm going to announce on the next coming research seminar. So basically for this week, this is the last research seminar, but there are more research seminar for the next week and also the following weeks. So we will resume the research seminar on Monday, 16th of August. The talk will be given by the Jakim's grant team, with the title Assessing Violent Digital Games from Sharia and Psychological Approaches. So the speaker will be Prof. Nobik, Dr. Aznan, and also Dr. Sohaila. The moderator will be Dr. Sharifah Nur Amira. The time will be at 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. That one is in the morning session. The afternoon session at 2:30 p.m. We are going to have a research seminar from the RU12, which is Information Assurance and Security, in collaboration with the Cyber Sejahtera Flagship 2.0. The title will be Addressing the Challenges in the Cyber World During the Pandemic. So the speakers are Dr. Nurul Noha from the KICT. We have a speaker from ICOL, Dr. Mahyudin. And we have a speaker from KICT again, Dr. Mira. The moderator is Dr. Nur Hayani. So we are going to announce all the events in the email, and also we will invite in the Google Calendar, inshallah. Thank you, Dr. Mazna.
From Dr. Azura. So if there is no more question, of course, I would say this is a very, very, in a way, very conceptual, and Dr. Nomi, we have to make it materialize by trying to define it properly, because if not, as you said, Prof, soul is so symbolic, and we can't really, because it's very little that Allah have given to us the knowledge about what is soul. So hopefully, inshallah, what we are trying to do, may Allah give us reward. Hopefully, to enable all of us to do kindness. So,
I think, Dr. Mazna, can I just clarify?
Yes.
The whole project right now is not just a conceptual stage. We are already developing the prototype. Okay, so it's no more a conceptual stage. What we are trying to do by end of this month onwards is to really make use of the prototype and get all the participation from people. For example, our staff, our student, maybe, and really what we want to do with all those participation right now is that we can now create all this profile, and from the profile, then we can exchange. We can have the provider requesters exchange whatever they want to do and so forth, even to the extent of the student. So student, let's say they need help, on certain areas, So maybe they need help to repair their computers, their laptop, whatever it is, So and then we can have other people who have expertise to do that. So therefore, it is no more on the conceptual stage. We are already, launching it. So by the end of this month, we already have a prototype to go about doing it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. So inshallah, I think if there is no more question, we'd like to thank very much Prof. Wahab as well as Dr. Nomi for the explanation, and we pray that inshallah our SSB will come out successfully, inshallah, and inshallah, and our university will be able to lead the way in delivering this SSB to the ummah in our country as well as in the global level, inshallah. So with that, we close with tasbih, kafara, and surah. Okay, I apologize for any shortcomings, and I hope inshallah all of us will stay safe, inshallah.
Sure. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Mazna. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum.
Allah barakatuh.